Are we sure Patrick Mahomes is at a 1? Because the way people are talking about him after the Super Bowl, it's like he might be a 5. I'm confused.
When he has surgery on that one toe, I think everything is going to be just
clarifying. Thank you.
But you're right. They don't call it. I know. Fans are always worried. Nothing to be concerned about with Mahomes. We think, right? We kid. But the Eagles situation, they're not kidding around. Wentz is going to go. Phone lines are jammed. Twitter's on fire. We're going to get to all your reactions here in a second. Jay, let's just start with the Wentz situation. I think I can speak for you. This is obviously absolutely a 10 and a half a decade, 5 years after they gave up 5 draft picks for this guy, for the right to draft this guy. It's about to come to a terrible end.
It's a DEFCON 100. I'm so confused, Bart, with what the Eagles are doing. So you're trading Wentz, but you fired Doug Peterson before. Obviously, the one thing I've always questioned about Wentz is the fragility of the mindset. And Key and I have argued about this, and it's good that you're here because I think you could be a third party and get your opinion on this. Because my thing is, if you want the job, go take it. Go take it. Like, I need my quarterback to have that mentality. Oh, you guys want to flirt around? You want to play around with my job? Oh no, I'm going to let my play on the field dictate what you think, and I'm going to bust my tail to make sure that you understand this is my team. Now the situation that he's in, I feel like this is Jalen Hurts' team. Even with the way things ended, with them benching Jalen Hurts and not letting him play for the backup. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you have to let Carson Wentz go somewhere else.
Yeah, I think this relationship is beyond repair. I think if something happened where Carson Wentz lost trust, and they lost trust in him. I mean, you don't have a quarterback that was in the MVP conversation a couple of years ago, and then go back and draft a second-round draft pick, a guy that's kind of being the elephant in the room. Because what happens is you start splitting your locker room, right? Because this guy came and played well, played good. I mean, played better than what we expected him to play. He showed some promise, showed that he can be the quarterback of the future. So what happens when he's sitting behind you? If you're Carson Wentz, you know if you play bad in Philadelphia, you're going to hear about it. I just feel like, the trust is lost. But I think that Howie Roseman doesn't get enough blame. We don't hear about him. We hear about Doug Peterson. We hear about Carson Wentz. But the roster, they went all in for a Super Bowl a couple of years ago. And when they went all in, they mortgaged the future. This is a team that's $64 million over the cap. Potentially coming up this year, they have old aging stars. You think about Peters. You think about they brought Deshaun back. Deshaun is never healthy. They instead of getting Justin Jefferson, they went out and got Rieger. It's like they made bad decisions from a personnel standpoint. And whenever you go out and get these high-priced free agents, you have to make sure that you draft well. They haven't drafted well, and I think it's best that both sides part.
Indeed. Let's get to your opinion, and I think your point on the Eagles there, Bart and Jay, both obviously making great points, and it was said to be a great marriage. It's obviously heading towards divorce. Callers are on the line. A quick shout-out to those on Twitter at New England 1989, a 10 for his Pats or her Pats. They need their next franchise QB. At Leuven D, 7 on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst. Falcons, Matt, that would be Ryan, has a noodle arm. Big Asian 35. WFT. Big Asian. That's not me. That would be Small Asian 42. WFT, Washington football team, just straight 10. There's just no qualification for it. Dorman 182, a 3 for the Raiders. He or she posits would be higher if there weren't trade rumors every offseason. That's what happens when you're a quarterback that plays for John Gruden. Let's break the rules. We're going 1 to 10. But Rich is in Houston on ESPN Radio this morning. What do you have?
Hey, good morning, fellas. Huge fans of Bart and Jay. Yeah, down in Houston, we had a 15, not a 10. We had a 15 because, man, we got a quarterback, but he don't want to be here because the team don't want to build nobody around him. Honestly, I felt he should never sign an extension once they got rid of D-Hop because they showing they don't want to win. They just want to keep filling the stands. And people buying merchandise and going to the stands. They're not building no winning team out here. They're going to be 79, 9-7 forever until they do something right.
Yeah, I mean, to his point, you think about what they have in their division, too, facing the Colts and facing the Tennessee Titans. And now we expect, Jacksonville to get much improved with the first overall pick and also having so much salary cap space that they can be in trouble even with Deshaun Watson. I think he sees the bottom falling out. He's saying, hey, man, Bill O'Brien, threw a grenade on the bridge and blew it up, and then you expect me to try and patch it back together. I can't do that by myself.
Let's try to.
Bart, answer me a question real quick, Bart, because I know what I get told in basketball all the time, and when everybody says, well, Deshaun Watson should never sign an extension, he should never sign the contract. I'm like, no,
you do it.
Always get your money first.
Right.
You solidify that, and then you figure out the rest on the back end. And I think that's what we're seeing right now. Correct? Is that the same in football?
Well, absolutely. He did the power move. I think you look at just in that town altogether from a basketball standpoint. James Harden had enough, even though they emboldened him, gave him power. He decided not to sign the extension. But you get your money first and secure your future. They can't take that away from you. Now you just got to get somebody else that's willing to give up the assets necessary to get you, and they're going to inherit that salary.
No doubt. No. You keep your $156 million. I'm good over
Absolutely.
here. Last one, real quick. Tim in South Carolina. Keep the calls coming, fellas and ladies, and be fire on the Twitter feed. We're just getting so much reaction. Tim in South Carolina, 1 to 10. Disaster, good. Who's your squad? What's the number?
10.
What's the team?
What's the team? Yeah, talk to us, man. Uh-oh.
Looks like he's
that depressed. That hurt.
I did see it on the screen. He said Broncos 10.
Man,
Looks like
10, man.
not a lock for Drew Lock, Jay.
He gonna cry in the car.
Zubin, how do you feel? How do you feel about the Broncos being 10? That's Broncos Zubin.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say in closing, I know we got to run, but I would just say they have not made the playoffs since Peyton Manning retired. We just finished Super Bowl 55. He retired after Super Bowl 50. They have not made the playoffs since then, and I
could be saying bye to Von Miller as well, and Jerry Jeudy after my interview. I don't know if you can trust him at all.
That's for sure. Jerry Jeudy didn't do very much talking, and right now there's a lot of talk about Von Miller, and it doesn't look like he's going to be back. Gigantic cap hit, obviously missed the entire year this season. On the way, this season ended with Tom Brady's 7th Super Bowl championship. Of course, he's played in 10 Super Bowls. We'll talk to someone who's seen every single one of them and what it all means in totality after Jay has this from Green Shirt.